was a cold, dark night, and I found myself alone in my house. My parents were away on a business trip and wouldn't be back until the next day. I had always been a little apprehensive about being home alone, but tonight that feeling was amplified by the stillness of the house and the howling wind outside. I was sitting in the living room, watching TV and trying to distract myself from my growing sense of unease when I heard a noise coming from the back of the house. My heart skipped a beat as I strained my ears to listen. It sounded like someone was trying to break in. Panic set in as I scrambled to my feet, my mind racing with fear and adrenaline. I tiptoed to the window and peered out into the darkness, but I couldn't see anything. The only sound was the rustling of leaves in the wind. I crept towards the back door, my heart pounding in my chest. I could hear the faint sound of footsteps outside, slow and deliberate. I knew I had to act fast if I wanted to protect myself. I frantically searched for something to defend myself with, settling on a heavy flashlight I found in the kitchen. Gripping it tightly in my hand, I made my way towards the back door, my heart in my throat. As I reached the door, I saw the shadowy figure of a man outside, trying to force his way in. I froze in terror, unsure of what to do. Should I call the police? Should I try to confront him myself? Before I could make a decision, the man managed to force the door open and stumbled into the house. I let out a scream of pure terror as he turned towards me, his eyes gleaming in the dim light. I swung the flashlight at him with all my might, hitting him square in the face. He let out a roar of pain, staggering backwards. I took my chance and ran towards the front door, desperate to escape. But before I could reach safety, he lunged towards me, grabbing me by the arm. I struggled against his grip, my heart pounding in my ears. I knew I had to fight back with everything I had if I wanted to survive. With all the strength I could muster, I kicked him in the shin and managed to break free. I sprinted towards the front door, throwing it open and running out into the night, the sound of his footsteps chasing me. I didn't stop running until I reached a neighbor's house, banging on the door and begging for help. The police were called, and they arrived at my house a short time later. The man had fled, but they assured me they would do everything in their power to catch him. As I sat in the safety of my neighbor's living room, adrenaline still coursing through my veins, I couldn't help but wonder what could have happened if I hadn't been able to defend myself. The thought sent shivers down my spine, and I vowed to never take my safety for granted again. From that night on, I made sure to always lock the doors and windows, to never let my guard down. The experience had changed me, leaving me with a newfound sense of strength and vigilance. I may have been home alone, but I had proven that I was capable of protecting myself in the face of danger. And for that, I would be forever grateful.